Hi there, how's it? How's everyone going? Um, been offline for a while because I've been traveling. I actually took a trip to Israel, spent 10 days there, did some exploring, um, getting my insights into Israel, just to remember what the channel's about. It's building a strong Israel and a Jewish people. So this time when I went over, I chose to spend most of my time in Jerusalem, use that as the base, and then do my exploring from there onwards. So I got great insights. It was a humbling experience every time I go to Israel. It is just so humbling. Um, this time I wanted to experience more of the ground level um, culture as well. Um, and yeah, it was a good experience. So over the next few weeks or months, I'll share my insights with the things that I picked up, because there was just so much, and for me to go through it all is I'm still going through it, processing it, seeing how I can articulate it and share it with you all as well, and share it on this channel. Um, So what was really great is this time I got to use the public transport extensively. So it turned out to be an experience, certainly in the beginning, um, trying to get to know just how to get around, reading the routes, using the different options from the buses to the trains, the shared taxis, all of that, which was good experience. And I did a lot of walking as well, just to get into the neighborhoods, um, and yeah, just experience Israel or Jerusalem from that side. Um, and I got to other areas within Israel, not as much as what I wanted to. Um, but there's certainly going to be a lot of time for me to actually do that. So let's just get into it. This is just going to be the introduction one. And then from there, I'll start getting into more detail. So this was just one photo that I needed to just share, as well as I was going through like my first experiences on the buses. I'd be looking at where it's supposed to be going and what the next stops were. And I just thought this was something that I just needed to take a photo of, and just have my expression as well, to actually saying, I hope I'm going in the right direction. So I just thought I'd share this one photo that I took during my experience. So, so what I want to do for this one is just, obviously, when you go to Jerusalem, the whole central point is the temple and the Temple Mount. So yeah, we have the Western Wall. Now the Western Wall, you all know, is the place where, on the Jewish side, um, everyone comes to pray, and get as close to the temple, the old temple, as possible, to be able to pray as a Jew. Obviously, Christians come here and experience, and anyone, tourists and all of that, but the Jewish people, it's a place where they come and pray. It is something you need to experience. Everyone that has got any, in my opinion, interest in the religious side of humanity as well, needs to come to Israel to experience it. Because what you can do is you can read about it, you can watch it, you can follow people on YouTube, you can have different commentaries, you can have it preached to you in your your churches or congregation and all of that. But to truly experience it, to truly get what you are hearing about, reading about, and even what you're feeling inside because of your faith or whatever, you need to come to Jerusalem to experience it, because no one can tell you what you experience personally in your quiet times as well, what will come to your remembrance, what you get shown as well as you're going through all of this. Because one of the things that is spoken deeply for me this time as well, and it's just, I think it's the person that I am and how Hashem or God has created me, is I get to experience things a little bit different. My mind works a little bit different. I don't know if I've shared it, but I've got ADHD with autism, learning disability with dyslexia and all of that. So all of that put into one pot or one mind gets me to think differently, see things differently. And so when you go to Jerusalem and you visit these sites, you will certainly start experiencing and seeing things in a different way as well. Because the last time I was there as well, I came to the site, but it was through a guided tour. So you get the perspective of the tour guide, you get the perspective of who else is there with you as well, and the focuses might be on who's orating it or explaining it and all of that, which is great, which is fine as well. But for me, I would say everyone, when you really want to get into it and get deep with it, experience it for yourself. Come to it, because this, what we are now seeing, is the Western Wall. So the temple would have been on the other side of this wall as well. So what actually happens is you would enter into this area. You would, as soon as you go down to the actual wall itself there, you would need to put on a head covering or a yarmulke, or people wear caps, and you can go and pray at the Western Wall. What people do, they put prayer requests in notes and they put them into the wall as well, and they leave it there. And it also refers to, if you, what I get reminded of is where Solomon, after he finished the temple, he even prayed to God and said, anyone that comes to the temple and prays to God, that God must listen to the prayer and answer it, which all in context as well. But for me, that's certainly something that speaks loudly to me as well, to saying God is faithful to the prayers that go up to him as well, and he's faithful to those that do what he wants them to do as well. So by building the temple, and God said that there's going to be certain things there and his presence will be there, and obviously the prayers that go up from there, is God remembers that, because God is not like man that forgets stuff. He remembers it and he honors it. So yeah, that's the Western Wall. And this is during a time, it's people are still getting up to come and visit. It also depends when it is during the day. But yeah, as it gets on at night, certainly it gets busier, where there's more people, and from the Jewish sects, they come and actually pray. And I've got some other things that I'll share that happens on Shabbat as well. Then this square and this place gets really busy. So yeah, I thought I'd just give that short update and prepare everyone for what I'll be sharing and what my experiences are, and just encouraging everyone to come and experience it, to understand what it's all about. What is the Western Wall? What is the temple? The Jewish people are going through a mourning period now of 9 days of the destruction of the temples, the two temples, and it's a time where they mourn that, but then there's the time afterwards where obviously through the prophecies in that the third temple is going to be built, and this is where we can see the sites are, and it's real. It becomes reality when you actually go there. And just remember, I'll be just sharing my personal experiences going through Christianity, highlighting certain things about the Christian faith. Certainly now that I'm really experienced more on the Muslim faith as well, and how I've landed up on Judaism, that it's the religion that God points to himself with. So in other words, I'm just saying that there's certain things that I'll highlight that it says in the Christian Bible what is going to happen here, and do the Christians really want to be in that type of world, or a world that identifies what's going to happen in the future, on what's going to happen with this site, with Jesus, the Messiah, which they've presented, but from a Jewish perspective, that he's not the prophesied Messiah from the Hebrew Bible. So yeah, that's where we're going to go with this, and I'm going to share my experiences on the ground, and bring some insights, and I encourage people, just to anyone that's listening and watching, to comment. We don't all have to agree, but we can have the conversations. We can have the conversations. Most of my knowledge would come from Christian side. I'm getting to know the Jewish side because I'm going through a conversion. I'm not Jewish. I'm from, on my dad's side, from Jewish descent. My grandparents from my father's side are from Hungary and Romania, which they made it out of Europe to Mozambique, and then from Mozambique to Cape Town in South Africa. But I was brought up Christian, always was teased for being Jewish because I look Jewish and I've got Jewish names. My name is David Abraham, so there was no way to get around that. So yeah, I've got some stories on that, which is obviously shaped where I am today. But yeah, it's going to be a good journey. So just remember, like, share, comment, subscribe, and we will catch you on the next one. Cheers.